Yeah, what up, everybody? I know y'all miss me a little bit. Maybe not a little bit, a lot of bit, but y'all miss me a little bit. What up, Prices? What up, Mehmet? What up, Black Benny? What up, Yakini? Mm. I am live on all formats right now. If you guys want to join me on YouTube, you can. It's the same as everything else. Dwight underscore scrap underscore Reynolds. What up, Steph? What up, Texas? Am I on mute? All right, there we go. I appreciate that. I love it when y'all communicate and let me know what's popping. What up, Red Bank? Nisha, what's happening? Lady Kiki, what's good? Uh huh. I love that. You're right, Sparkles. Tap the screen and share the live. We are live. This is another episode of Bite to Eat. You got to stay tuned. I want to say this specifically. Thank you, Goddess. To my what up, Audrey? I want to say this to my Instagram fam. Y'all got to stay tuned, man. The longer y'all stay tuned, the more it gets interesting. Yakini said, "How was your weekend?" I'll get into that. Um, good stuff, Queen. Yeah, this is a bite to eat, and I wish I could. Man, I should have looked up or at least put it somewhere. Can I do that? Let me see. Maybe it's on my. Maybe I can see it from my desktop. Let me see. One of the cool things I like about these Mac computers is that they all dance and play well together. So I'm looking for this post. I want y'all to hear this. Um, if it went, and right now I'm not seeing it. It's discouraging me a little bit. Yeah, it's not showing up. There's a thing that I did that I wanted y'all to. Let me see. I can't see it right now. Anyway, what up, Truly? Yeah, listen, man. I appreciate that, Audrey. Audrey on my Instagram. Audrey posts some really dope content, and her page was private at one point, but she made it public. Y'all should follow Audrey underscore I am underscore Audrey 2220. She posts some really dope content, and it's all like like she's been digging in the crates, and that's what I can appreciate about her content. Like for real, it's all eye-opening stuff. Like a lot of people don't do a lot of the research. You know what I'm saying? And there are a few people who do, and Audrey's one of those people who does the research. So I would tell y'all to follow her real quick and be prepared because some of the it's straight out of the manual of the bite to eat. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is hard to swallow, but you know what I'm saying. You need it. So yeah, here it goes. Bite to eat. Where I'm cooking up the combo, especially for you. Juicy culture topics to sink your teeth into. Sometimes it's spicy, sometimes it's hot. It's a little hard, sometimes a little hard to swallow. Starting at 9, don't miss it live. Hit the subscribe and follow. This is the Bite to Eat podcast show. So I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be like the jingle or whatever. I'm gonna tighten it up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, y'all. I'm a writer, so I'm gonna tighten it up a little bit, and we're gonna put some music to it or whatever. So when y'all come on, it'll be da da da. It'll be the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a doper presentation or whatnot. But I think that's one of the coolest things about me being away. Is it gave me an opportunity to kind of free my mind or whatever. I know a lot of y'all were like, "Yo, he didn't post, he didn't go live." You know what I mean? Yeah, Audrey said she shares info if needed, but she got a lot of, I know she got all kinds of information, you know what I'm saying? Audrey is a wealth of knowledge and she does the research. Like she digs in the crates to get you guys some really dope information. So, like I said, on Instagram, and here's another thing if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you're truly missing out because I posted a lot of great content while I was on my trip. I did not post on TikTok and I unplugged from TikTok because it takes a lot, you know what I'm saying, to do it. It takes a lot to get on TikTok on a regular basis. I don't know if y'all know this, but I needed the break. I needed like a moment to step out. What up, Marmar? That's funny. To step away for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of regroup and be able to come back and go, you know what I'm saying, give y'all some information. What up, Sonny? Um, Sometimes you have to just be in the moment, and that's what it was truly. If you all got an opportunity to see some of my yeah, I want to see that, Audrey. If you guys got an opportunity to see my Instagram, then y'all will understand that I had a really good time. Like I really had a really good time. And every day, trust me, I felt like, yo, should I jump on? Should I plug in? You know what I mean? Should I join? And I was like, yo, they'll appreciate it a whole lot more when I come back totally refreshed or whatnot. I don't know if a lot of y'all know I was in Riviera Maya, New Mexico, and just a beautiful scene, a beautiful set. I was there for a wedding with family and friends, and I would advise everybody to take, steal a moment. But when you're out in these places, right? It's cool to introduce people to some of the moments, but man, the greatest moments that you're gonna have are the ones that you create that are solely yours. You know what I mean? Now, I did kind of vlog a lot of stuff, like I have a lot of the content from it, but one of the things you have to do is step away from social media for a little bit, and you shouldn't feel bad about it, and you shouldn't feel like you're missing out. You know, the first day I felt like, yo, I could probably post something or whatever. But then as it continued, I was like, yo, this is what it means to kind of step away so you can get into yourself and get into the people that are around you and enjoy the moments. You know what I'm saying? And it was really, really dope to be able to do that. I did some zip lining, ATVs, uh, um, swimming in the caves. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So you didn't miss me at all. Yakini said on TikTok, she said I wasn't on social media at all last week. Well, you ain't missed me at all, then. I understand. It's completely understandable. Um, and then it's if I gave you guys a little bit on my Instagram, you know what I'm saying. And for those of you who aren't following, I mean, y'all missed it. Yeah, the karaoke. Yeah. So let me tell y'all, it's the first time I ever did karaoke. Like I don't do karaoke. I just don't know a lot of other people's material. You know what I'm saying? Songs, and I never felt confident in, I didn't want to get up and mess up anybody's songs because of course I know a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of these people, and for me to get up there and do their song, so I ended up doing. If anybody watched the clip, somebody videotaped me singing John Legend's "Ordinary People," and I had heard it. At times I can come off a little John Legend ish when I sing. When I'm messing around mostly though, because that's the time most of y'all only hear me really messing around. And I'm getting to that place where I'm gonna actually tighten the screws on that. So I'll be doing and presenting a little bit more of what I do career wise. Because even that, I took a break from it from an aspect of my career, which is the creative process. I've been creating music, but I haven't written any songs, and I haven't decided to put my pen out there to really, really crush some heads or whatnot. So I decided, as I parse out my time, I'm gonna make myself available to do that. I enjoy doing it, but I enjoy singing. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed hosting it a little bit, and then I ended up performing "Ordinary People." So I think that clip may still be up on my Instagram, but you got to be following me on Instagram in order to see it. That you also need to be following me on YouTube because that's where I'm going to post a lot of the content from the trip because I actually recorded it in a high definition and I want to put it together so you guys can kind of, what I'm saying, see it. JoJo says she's looking for a manager. That's a whole nother conversation. Hit me up on Instagram. But the conversation behind it, I'll tell you if you're truly looking for a manager, is that you have to have something to manage. Not just talent, but you got to have a product. You got to have, what I'm saying, a reason that you need someone to help you navigate through it. And just having talent isn't where that starts at. A lot of talented people say that they say, "Hey, I need a manager," and then you look as a person who knows how to manage and what the interests are of the artist. You say, "Well, what am I managing here? What do you already have going?" You know what I'm saying? If you don't have anything going, then there's nothing to manage. If you have things going, and you just want to focus on your talent, and you need somebody to handle all of the administrative and these other outside things that are going to distract you, then you possibly may need a manager. But nowadays, there's a lot that goes with managing artists, and a lot of it is artist development, and artists. The crazy part about managing people, the crazy part about managing people is that you don't, as a manager, you don't get paid until they get paid, and so you're jumping off on a leap of faith, hoping that the time that you spend with them is warranted. And I can tell you, I've been burned a couple times with truly talented people who just didn't see the vision through. I've had one project out of three or four that actually saw it through. I got them a major deal. You know what I'm saying? That whole situation. But I've had major deals on the table for each of them. So it's about knowing what you want and then knowing that your horse or your thoroughbred will run the whole track. You know what I'm saying? No, you good, JoJo. It's cool. Um, but this weekend was amazing. The couple was, beautiful couple that got married. Um, you could see and feel their love and their energy throughout. Uh, that love commitment is just as strong as any other commitment out there when it comes to loving and marrying somebody else. Your commitment to what you're doing in your life is paramount if you treat it that way, and it's work. Like a lot of people don't want to, get into relationships and don't think that is work, but it's actual work. um, Everything that we do, we have to put an effort towards it. And so this, jumping on this podcast on a regular basis, I actually have to put an effort towards it. I know I make it look effortless. You know what I'm saying? I know I come off a little saucy. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all be like, scrap. You know what I'm saying? But it is some work involved. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not afraid of it. I don't run from it. I know that it's what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so for whatever it is you're trying to do, step into it, lean into it. One of the greatest things you can do is take your life and the things in it seriously. And when I say that, I don't mean don't have fun, because a lot of people will misconstrue that statement of, oh man, I just gotta focus and work. But y'all should also know that the statement goes, work hard, play hard. But you gotta work hard first, and that's the part that people like to leave out is nobody wants to work hard. And people have a time limit on when they think their success should happen, and that's super discouraging. Your success is not predicated um, on doesn't have a schedule. You know what I mean? Your success is actually going to pop, or becomes easier to pop the more you work at it. The more you put into it, the more you lean into your career, learning all the different aspects of it. And these are some of the things I want to be talking about with artists on my YouTube channel a little bit more. On my YouTube channel, I'm really going to dive into the engagement for the artist, because uh, a lot of the conversation I've had on YouTube in the past has strictly been on on the music side of it. But there's so many small conversations that lead to a great breakthrough that don't happen on that platform. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yakini said you're exactly right. Founder of KFC didn't start until his 80s. How about that? You know what I'm saying? And ironically, one of the most unselfish things he could have done was to still pursue his dream, or still pursue that avenue to create a legacy for his family. And y'all do know that's what y'all are here for, is to create a legacy. Um, you know what I mean? Yeah, hustle means hard work. Hustle means doing the work and making the sacrifices and being consistent. We talked about consistency and sacrifice. They go into everything that you're going to do in this world. Everything. A relationship, woman, man, they want you to be consistent. Be who you are. Be who you are. And the quicker you get to that, I talk about that in my relationship conversations. Man, take the representative off. Please get rid of that person immediately. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring the fakeness to the table, because you'll complain that you won't people don't treat you how you want to be treated, but shoot, they don't know who you are. You know what I mean? One minute you're this and the next minute you're that. I've been in that trap before. It's a horrible trap to be in a place where someone shows you something in the beginning, and then as time goes on, it's like somebody giving you a gold necklace, or what you presume to be gold, and over time it starts fading, and they never told you that, what I'm saying, it's not real gold. And people don't introduce themselves like that. They don't say, hey, right now I'm just being phony and fake to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being this way just to get your attention. The way that I am more consistently, I don't do none of this. You know what I'm saying? So, surprise. And it's unfortunate people do that. You've all been a part of that. You've all been in that position where someone has run the okey doke on you. I've been a part of it. I've been victim to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's harmful. It is completely harmful when somebody takes you down a road and says, "This ain't even the road we gonna be on." You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be the road to happiness, but this ain't it. So I encourage people almost immediately, especially in relationships, Get rid of your representative. Your representative, if y'all are those people who like to use the word the devil, like Bobby Boucher's mama. If y'all like to use the word like everything is the devil, well, yeah, being fake is the devil. Yakini say, my ex-husband, lesson learned. Red Baby said, been there, done that. Um, yeah, truly said, wow, imagine like if people were as transparent as that. And they should be though, right? You got to get out of your own way. Like it's necessary for you to get out of your own way. Like these are the things that I talk about when I'm speaking to y'all. You know, when we get on these one-on-one conversations, which are truly interesting. A big part of that is transparency. Let's be real. I mean, and that's really how a lot of it goes. Let's be real. Are you doing everything that you can possibly do for the success that you want, or are you, you know what I'm saying? Or are you allowing yourself to be distracted, or have you complicated things? You know what? It's so many unfocused people out there. It's a shame. And then there's so many unfocused people who don't talk to or communicate with people who can help them get focused. A lot of the conversations I have with new artists that come into my life is this: hey, I want to sing. I'll be like, okay, cool. So tell me about yourself. Well, you know, I sing, I rap, I dance, and I model, and I want to be an actress, and da da da. And Ray Daniels was speaking about this on his podcast, in which is a strong point, an interesting point, is that you asked for, and I want to quote him a little bit here. He said, "You want me to give you 100% of me when you're only going to give me 30% of you, because the other 30 is for acting and the other 30 is for you being a painter and all. You understand what I'm saying? Like everything that you do requires 100% commitment. Are you available? What up, Ush? Are you available to give? What up, Miss Michelle? Are you available to give 100% commitment? If not, step off, bail out, and ask somebody. Shoot, you know what? Let's be real. You can just ask somebody, hey, how much of me do you require right now? Let's be real. Are you so tied up in chasing your dream and doing that you want that you can only give me this percentage of you? Because if so, then I'll match you. A lot of people like to do that, like to match energy. But what you hear in most success stories is there's a pendulum, and I talk about this pendulum often. What up, Kay? Kay Neo Beats, I see you. Um, the pendulum swings, right? And in the pendulum swinging, you find in most successful relationships, they'll tell you there were points, and Michelle Obama just said this recently. There are points where I gave, 100%, and he could only give 40 or 60, but I held it down. Now, I think those are things that happen after a while. You know what I mean? I think those are things that happen. Those are things that happen after you guys have gotten past the representative stage. In the beginning, though, you should be as transparent, or you should be as honest as as you possibly can be with that person, so they understand what they're getting into. A lot of women, especially women, feel tricked and betrayed because most men put on a front, or and I won't even say most men put on a front. I'll just say this: the consistency and sacrifice that's needed, most men are willing or equipped to do in the beginning, because we've been burnt by women so many times that we be like, yo, I don't know if I'm all in or not. She fine and everything, but man, I'm not going down this road. I'm gonna drive slow down this road. I'm gonna be precautious down this road. Or you get the opposite. You get the dude who's gonna do 1,000% everything. He just gonna go hard. He just gonna go hard in the paint. You be like, yo, can you keep that up? Is that possible? Like for you, is this what you do? Is this sustainable for a lifetime? Because that's what people talk about and think about when they get in relationships. They don't think about the moment. Well, some think about the moment, but they don't think about the can this can you keep this up? You bought me flowers every day this week. Am I looking forward to? Am I having a garden in my house for the rest of my life? And the conversation I have with dudes is, take your time, young buck. Slow your roll. Nothing is required like that for that. That you can keep up with. Most women's complaint is, why don't he do the things he used to do? That's the conversation I hear from a lot of young ladies when they're talking to me about the relationship they're in. Well, he stopped doing this. I used to do this thing as a part of my as a part of my finding out just how interested the girl was in me. I would I would be on her for 7 days straight. I'm calling, hitting her, just hey, I'm just thinking about you. I would do something. It's funny. I used to do this thing where I put an X and in my mind, and it would always be like, what's that? It'd be like, oh, just letting you know you crossed my mind. I'm creative, so I came with all that kind of sauce. Um, but I would do that for 7 days straight, and I did it. I did it as a formula. I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but I did it as a formula for 7 days straight. I would be on her. I would send her just thinking about you stuff. I'll be like, yo, you got plans? Let's get together. I'd be on her. Seventh day, like clockwork, I cut it. I go missing. I go missing and wait to see if she's gonna reach out to me. I go missing to see if she hit me with the what's wrong, what happened. That's what you get. And because y'all are so stubborn, y'all don't reach out until the third day. Y'all know how y'all do. Has he reached out to you today? Nah, I haven't heard from him. Y'all will do that whole conversation. Girl, has he talked to you? Nah, he ain't talked to da da da. And I would do that to find out just how interested you truly are, because I am full of the need for reciprocation. I need reciprocation. Thank you, baby. I need reciprocation. If you not on me like I'm gonna be on you, nah, then it's not gonna work out. Because I need that. Just men need that just as much as y'all. Oh, JoJo said her ex-husband lied to her for 14 years. That is crazy. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, JoJo, in itself. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit me up on Instagram. Maybe we'll prepare something where we have a conversation live and discuss that on my YouTube channel, because it's worth hearing that conversation and breaking it down, because you have some responsibility in being lied to for 14 years. And I don't know if you're prepared to talk about that, but it's worth having that discussion. But I ended up allowing for room for, you got to allow room for somebody to be consistent and to reciprocate what you want. And that was part of my tactic. And so I get the phone call, where you been? Why you ain't calling me? Why you da da da? I said, I gotta leave room for you to call me, right? Because men, we like to be desired. I don't know if y'all notice, ladies, men love to be and feel desired. We love it. Maybe not so much in the beginning, like in terms of, we don't want y'all to be chasing us in the beginning. We want to chase you in the beginning. Excuse me. We want to chase you in the beginning and then feel the reciprocation or that payoff from the chase. You can play hard to get, but there's a thin line between loving to chase you and then starting to resent you for it as well. You know what I mean? Absolutely, Kenny. We definitely have a need to feel respected, because that's a form of love as well. But to feel desired, and I will forever have the conversation with y'all about. I will always have the conversation with y'all about want versus need in relationships, because people change them up. People change up the want versus need conversation, and it's not healthy or beneficial. You do not want to change a want into a need. You all. I honestly need to. I don't know if I need to write it down or post it somewhere so you guys can go back to it. You never want to change a want into a need. Hopefully, y'all understand what I mean when I say that. You don't want to put somebody who wanted to do something in a position where they have to do something. Marriages typically have this underlying thing that now that we're married, you have to do that. Kind of, Capone, yeah. The conversation is a little bit about want versus need, a little bit about consistency and whatnot, and just managing. You know what I'm saying? Managing the representative in a relationship. Men are like hunters and need to know what they are chasing is worth it, said Yakini. Jojo said, I know I don't want any woman to go through what I went through. Wow, that's what's up. What up, Mona? Um, it is want versus need, and a lot of times those controlling relationships have a lot of need in them. Unfortunately, you guys invest your heart in these individuals who create this narrative where now you can't run from it because your heart is invested, and so now you're perplexed. He needs this from me, so should I? So I'm going to acquiesce to it, and not recognizing that. somebody's needs devalues your want and your desire, and that builds the kind of resentment you're gonna check all the way out. Like you're gonna don't play yourself for the sake of somebody else's need. You're gonna have to stand your ground. You have to say, no, you got to figure that out because I did this. You have to allow me the latitude to do this like I did, like it started. Um, yeah, Mona, we're talking about want versus need. We were talking about a few things, but want versus need in these relationships where people they change they change the point of your reference in the relationship. Meaning, you may, I don't know, we may be sitting down watching TV, and you just start rubbing my head. And of course, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know about you, anybody other dudes in here, but I love getting my head rubbed, especially once I take my braids out to get that head rubbed. Woo! I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It's one of my favorite activities. Um, Now, next time we sit down, we sit in the same position, you rub my head some more. I'm like, woo wee! What did I do to deserve this? This feels amazing. Another time we sit down, you rub my head again. And again, I'm not asking for this, you're just doing this, which is the most amazing thing. But then my selfish need kicks in, and then I say, hey babe, will you rub my head? And you could be doing something else. Your mind could be somewhere else, or you just don't feel like doing it. But you do it anyway. And the first time you probably be like, yeah, he really loved my hair rubs. Second time, hey babe, come on, man, come on, babe, I need that. Mm. All right. Now the thing that she used to do because she loved doing it and the love you reacted to it, the way you reacted to it, is no longer about her. She's not included in it anymore. Her desire to do it because it made her feel a certain way has now been negotiated. You know what I mean? She's negotiated her desire. Tell me how. Tell me just. Have any of you all done that? Have any of you all negotiated your desire to do something for somebody's quote unquote need for you to do it? Has somebody asked you to do something? Like it could be as much as cooking. You cook one time for somebody, I love your cooking, and then you cook another time because you enjoy cooking, and then next time, and the day you don't cook, what they say, where the food at? Don't you feel some kind of way? You be like, I know this fool don't think I'm gonna cook every day for them. I know this person, and we do this unconsciously. Expectation versus will. That becomes a thing. That expectation is a mug, yo. So you have to be careful. Everybody can fall victim to it. I know you, Kenny. Kenny said these young girls don't cook. No, JoJo, you shouldn't feel stupid because you did what your heart was telling you to do. And that's the other challenge that is associated with these things. Right? Often it starts off like that. Yep. Kate said more so like the foot rubs now. Yeah. But you can't get them all the time. And if you ask for one, you then are negotiating somebody's desire to do that for you. So we have to be mindful not only as the beneficiaries of these things that we enjoy, we have to be mindful that we don't put those people who desire to do it in a position where they have to do it. It's the most painful thing for somebody to feel as as if what they desire doesn't mean as much as to what you want. That's one of the reasons why when it didn't work out, I know it was done from the heart. That's right. Yep. It's one of those things I used to call all the time. Now maybe twice a week, definitely Sunday though. Yeah, and that's how you temper it, Ush. You can give a little and take a little. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep, but what you got to do is keep what you need for yourself. Sonny said, "True story. My son's father. I negotiated time of." That's a long story short. That's funny, yo. I can't even finish that, but yeah, that's funny. Um, but there is a negotiation that has to happen, and you have to say it plainly. You have to say, "Hey, listen, I really enjoy rubbing your head, but I will not negotiate my desire to do it when I feel like doing it with your now new apparent need for me to do it. So I don't want you to get upset when I say no." Which that's another conversation. I know I'm getting to that conversation. The power of no. Of no. We get into the power of no another time, but absolutely, yeah, the expectancy that they have is incredible because it takes away your desire to do it. Now, one thing that you can take from that though is that because they have such reverence for you doing it, yeah, maybe you'll do it a little more often. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you knowing that knowing that it means a lot to them, that maybe it will, and I think that's what it is. I think with so many people, they want to express their desire for you to do it so that you will then say, you know what, because you want it, I want you to be happy, but you can't lose yourself in that. A lot of people do, and they blame themselves, and they have a hard time recuperating from it should that relationship fail. Kind of what JoJo's talking about. She said it hurt so bad, you forget yourself. How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I mean, I'll get into the conversation about the power of no is a long and lengthy one. Hold on one second, y'all. It's a long and lengthy conversation to discuss the power of no, and that's a good way to do that. Ush, is to do it when it'll be the most impactful. They'll appreciate it a lot more, and you won't have a resentment, such a resentment for them having to and wanting you to do it outside the scope of when you want to do it. You know, it's important that you do that. You gotta listen. There should be a little bit of selfishness in everything that you do. I know people don't tell y'all that, but it's the truth. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm back. There should be a bit of selfishness in everything that you do. And I think it's because of this, right? When you add selfishness to the mix, it means that you're going to do it at such a level because you're included in it. You know what I'm saying? I would always speak to somebody and say, I know what's in it for you. What's in it for me? And then I would have to explain. Here's what's in it for me. Because if I'm not in it, it doesn't happen the way it should happen. What up, DDT? If I'm not in it, why would I celebrate it? Why would it be dope? Why would it be, you know what I'm saying? How can it be great if there's nothing in it for me? And you have to approach almost every situation like that. When somebody comes, it's an interesting conversation. If y'all really want to challenge the dynamic of when people approach y'all and try to holler at you, introduce a different line of questioning. There's no way you should be talking about those those like application form type things. No, I'm not telling you, you know, my job. No, I'm not telling you my exact age. I'm legal. Apparently, wherever we're at, I have to be a certain age to get in here, and you're okay with that. So don't act like my age is gonna make a difference in the way that you're attracted to me. Boom. Um, no, I'm not talking about my family. No, I'm not talking about, you know, my career. Right now, we're gonna talk about what's happening here right now. Because if I can't be in the moment with you, I can't create no those moments with you. You know what I'm saying? If I can't vibe out with you just on the strength of where we're at, what we're doing in this moment, we can't do it. You know what I mean? You're good, JoJo. That's the important part that people leave out of the building part of it. I ain't talking to you about nothing personal in the beginning, and I'm not asking you anything personal in the beginning. I just want to know: Is there energy here? Is there real energy here? Is there a real, ability for us to kind of just be around each other and have a good time? And y'all met people like that. Y'all been around people like, yo, I just enjoy being around them. I don't know nothing about this person. And when we say that, we say we don't know nothing about them. We say we don't know the things everybody says you should know. All the required conversation. I'm not privy to the required conversation. I don't even be caring, man. You know, and a lot of y'all, and there's a difference. You have to be in tune with your intuition has to be off the chain in order to be a part of that. Just so y'all know. What up, Sean? What up, Mariana? You have to have a vibe, and your intuition has to be strong because some of y'all have chosen, you know, serial killers and shit. Some of y'all have chosen. What up, Amber? Some of y'all have chosen some non-compatible people, and I would tell y'all don't let that discourage you from dating or going out. What it should do actually is if you played any video games, what you'll understand is as you play it, you know because you don't know the game, you're gonna lose in the beginning. But as you start figuring out the game, you know what I'm saying? You start figuring out how to play it better. And you're right, Sonny. Let's have a commercial break right now. Anybody who's on any of my social media sites, please, please, please hit the like button, share the lives. Um, if you're on a site where you can, go ahead and hit the gifting option, which on Instagram it is badges. Go ahead and purchase a badge. On YouTube, TikTok, I'm sorry, it is gifts and cash apps, and on YouTube it's cash apps as well, and the super chat and super like features and all those kind of things. But let's get the likes up, let's get the shares up. The shares are low, but it's all good. Yeah, I'm in beast mode, Angela. My homeboy makes these shirts out of Michigan. Nah, see, Jojo, that's not where you can be at. Jojo said, I respect that, but I can't open my heart for no one anymore. And that's not where you should ever be at because a player who decides to stay on the bench can never understand the temperament of the game and how it changes. You understand? I'll see if Angela, hit me up on Instagram and I'll see if I can get his information for you. Um, but you can't sit on the bench and then say you actually want what the champions get. You know what I'm saying? You can't say you want to win the championship game, but you're not even playing, so you don't know the speed of the game. You don't know some of the new techniques that are happening in the game. So there's a lot of challenges that sitting on the bench, um, you know, takes you away from. I hear that all the time. I don't want to date anymore. I want to do. Then you don't want to have a relationship anymore either. Then you're taking yourself out of the game. You're checking yourself out completely, which isn't beneficial for the overall goal. Because even if you change your mind, now you're set back even further of getting in the game to figure it out. Like you want to be as close to the game as possible. Yeah, you'll never get that trophy. You're absolutely right, Ush. You have to be close enough to the game. Actually, you want to still be a participant in it. Now, the level of participation is one thing, right? Nobody's saying that you got to go out and fall in love. Come on now. But you do have to be out there to see if you're open enough, if you're doing some of the right things to be discovered, um, and for love to come into your life. But it goes back to also being so transparent and good with yourself that you'll be able to identify any fugaziness that comes your way. That's one of the biggest points that no one talks about when it comes to learning yourself. There's a certain protection when learning yourself that anyone who comes into your life, anybody that gets involved with you, has to penetrate that layer of strength that you've now developed because you know yourself. You can't run game on somebody who's confident and who loves themselves, who knows themselves. You can't run game on people like that. You can't run game on people who are consistently who they are, who have made the sacrifices, who have peeled off the layers to be who they are. You have to do that. And the cool thing about relationships, whether deep loving relationships or whether surface level relationships, whether it's one night stands, whether it's any of those things, they teach you about yourself. Some teach you about your resiliency. Some teach you about how you can manage your emotions in a short term relationship, in a long term relationship, and those kind of things. Because it's important. What up, Mary? It's important you know how to balance those things as you move forward in your relationships and how to be consistent. How are you going to know what you need to hold on to and what you need to let go unless you're in a position where you've done that, where like I said, where in the game you realize that reaching for a lever, this lever doesn't get you what you want, so you got to reach with the other hand. How will you ever know how to proceed? How will you know how to proceed in the right direction if you're not going in any direction, whatever? So Jojo, don't take yourself out of the game. In fact, I would immerse myself in it. Now again, I preface that by saying you do not have to fall in love. It ain't about love all the time. It's about understanding. A lot of the whole journey is about self discovery. She said I had a funeral for my heart. Well, the thing is, you can't bury your heart. You can only surround it by obstacles. You can remove those obstacles and get to the place where your heart is beating twice the speed and three times as hard. But you got to get yourself out of the mindset that what you want isn't available for you. That's what somebody does when they they'll put something away when they say there's no chance that's going to work. But I'm here to tell you there's a chance, there's an opportunity. You just got to get out of your own way. And love, it's okay for love to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Your body grows from being hurt. When you pull a muscle, that muscle is hurting. When it repairs itself, it has a bit more resiliency than it had the next time. And you also know how to prepare a little bit differently to protect it from getting hurt. So it's okay to go through the hurt, but you don't have to live by the hurt. You don't have to create your life around the hurt. Create it around the healing. You know what I'm saying? Create your life around the success story, not the failures. And we have to do more celebrating of the breakthroughs than the celebrating of what I call delayed success. So Jojo, you had delayed success, and you got to stop living in the delayed success when your breakthrough is in front of you. Yeah, it's important. It's important. She said she's been going through self discovery. Nadi said she's been going through self discovery this latter half of the year. Growth. It's necessary. It's a necessary part of life. The world doesn't stop spinning. So if it doesn't stop spinning to nurture itself, if the world hasn't taken itself out of the game, how and why would you ever? So you got to continue. But she said, I don't know how. Oh my God, I hurt so bad. But that's why you have to be in. Not only coming to this live today. Hopefully has opened you up and given you some conversation that'll help change your situation. But sometimes you got to get into those deeper conversations. And listen, therapy is not a bad thing, especially when you have given up your opportunity to self heal. Then you got to get with somebody who can help you. If the tools are no longer available for you mentally, if you can't find or you're not thinking about the resources that are going to change your situation, then you got to talk to somebody who can give you some different set of tools, some that you haven't tried out yet, give you some different opportunities to change your situation. But you got to want to do it, and those people, including myself, don't do that stuff for free. This is the free conversation that I give. This is the free help that you get is on live platforms like this. But for the deep help that you need, for the real opportunities that you need, you're gonna have to sit down with somebody. You're gonna have to get in a conversation with somebody who's gonna say, "Listen, tell me where it started at." Okay, cool. And then where did you feel the change? Like there's certain questions and answers that have to happen in order to get you to those places. But again, your investment has to be in, wholeheartedly in that. You have to have an investment, financial investment, a time investment, and you shouldn't ask other people to spend their most precious commodity, which is their time, helping you for free. That's always one of the things that I'm like, yo, I'm helping you, but it costs me. And in some situations, that's perfectly okay. Sometimes you feel uh, impacted to do that for somebody. You just feel like, yo, you know what? It's gonna cost me, but I'm gonna do it because I know you need this good nature. You need this good thing right now, and I know it's gonna go a long way. And then there are times where it's like, yo, I'm down, but because of the way things are, if you're not making a commitment, I don't. It's very difficult for me to make one. I stopped doing um, free studio sessions with people, and I just make them pay even a little bit because I know when they put their money in the game, when they put something up, that they're going to try or do harder than somebody who's getting it for free because people who get stuff for free take those things for granted. And I'm not, I don't allow people to do that. What up, Letitia? I'm just not a big advocate for that. I can tell you the most opportunity I've ever given anyone to take advantage of me is social media. Honestly, if I'm being honest, the most time that I've given for anyone to take advantage of me is by being on these platforms and speaking openly and freely for the amount of time that I do with looking for nothing in return. But there's also what I told y'all before. There's a selfish nature in this for me as well, and the selfish nature for me is to hone my abilities to communicate with you all. B, possibly create a platform that will appreciate the time and energy that I spend communicating, and further, I know I'm helping people, and that's the biggest part of it. Is that regardless what happens on the reciprocation side, I know I'm helping, and the blessing doesn't always have to come from those individuals that are right in front of me. Sometimes it'll happen in other ways, and I can attribute having great health, having great opportunities, having a great life, being able to do things. I know it's an investment that I made in the others that have done it. Yeah. So Jojo, we'll have a conversation. Make sure you hit me on my Instagram channel, on my page or whatever, so we can chop it up. And if you're not following me, y'all, make sure y'all follow me now. Y'all got notifications turned on. Um, for musicians, I will tell y'all join me on YouTube a little bit more than I will tell you to join me on. Join me on all the platforms, but join me on YouTube a little bit more because that's where I'm going to be really putting a lot of the information out there for that. Sonny said, I'm getting used to you being a part of my daily life. That's what's up. That was part of my intention was to be available regularly because there are very few things that we can count on being consistent nowadays. And then not only being consistent, but having some sort of substance to it. And I hope I'm providing both of those things, some consistency and some substance. Um, I was listening to something the other day, and it basically was like the way I absolutely do answer the questions and the messages. And when I post, I respond to the engagement on most of the posts. But I watched this thing that said that the and this doesn't apply to any other platform but TikTok. Because it's an Asian based platform, that they service us a version of it that they don't service their community. That's what's up, Joette. I appreciate it. She said your morning conversations are great. On TikTok in Asia, I don't know if y'all knew this, but they only allow their kids to tune in for 40 minutes a day. And when they give them access, there's access to uh, patriotism, um, scientific experiments, different mind shifting and building things. And so when they asked the Asian kids what they wanted to be, they all said things like astronauts and doctors and whatever. And when they asked the American kids what they wanted to be, they all said social media influencers. So that gives you an idea of when we think about it's bigger than us, right? When we think about the influence, um, TikTok has chosen to give the vegetables to their community, and then they decided for the American community, and this is not any one specific group, but to Americans as a whole, they said we're going to beat you guys in the long game in this human race. We're going to outrun you guys because we're eating all the healthy things and we're servicing you. And this is across the board. They're giving us the idiot juice. And so for me, it was like, yo, I want to get on this platform and I want to change the conversation and narrative so that there is some substance on the table. Now, it's a choice. You can choose to tune in, you can choose to share it, you can choose to like it, you can choose to tell people about it, or you can't. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at some of the results, when I look at some of the success stories on this platform, I mean, it kind of attributes itself to their plan being carried out. And it's not just this platform, but oh, okay, that's what's up, Letitia. A lot of the people are we love to be entertained and we hate to be educated, and hopefully I'm doing a little of both because I want to make sure I'm entertaining everybody, but I also want to make sure that you're getting something from it, something that you can walk away from it, whether it's a quote or some new information or anything like that. I want to make sure that you're able to walk away from these lives and say, you know what, that's dope, and then further do some research. You know what I'm saying? Further dig in. Hopefully something. What up, Danny? Hopefully something resonates, and you're like, yo, I need to. Let me just see for myself. Let me search this out for myself. And that's all. For the most part, I just want to be a guide in that way, and a vessel for y'all to kind of like dive in and look at things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what's up, Red baby. She said, yes, I'm starting a new business because of you, my brother. Thank you. That's what's up. I'm excited to hear about it. Keep us all informed. We love to support if there's any way and anything that we can do. Always keep, for any of you guys who are starting some new adventures or whatever, especially if I help spark the idea, whatever, make sure y'all stay in tune and stay tuned in so we can support. And hopefully, not hopefully, as we grow this community and this that we can blow things out of the water and be a part of that. Y'all do know, like I said, one of the hugest things that I'm advocating for is a unparalleled Black History Month. I want it to be as huge and as synonymous with, you know, a big deal as the Million Man March was. You know, if I can get some determined and focused individuals to support it, I think we're going to have an amazing Black History Month. Yeah, it is a communist country, and they are completely all about control. But here's the thing about control, right? Starting a baking business. That's right. Just start cooking, start doing it now. Ush, don't gonna start today. Go bake something today, and then just bake something today and give it away. Like bake it and then make slices if it's cakes, if it's muffins, put it together, and then just go print out some labels with your name and number on it, or your name of your company or whatever, and then go to the nearest factory, or go to a factory. Every city has factories. Set up outside that factory and say, hey, baked goods for sales. My mom used to do it when she worked at GM, right? She was actually an employee there, but she used to make pies and sell out every single day. Every single day she baked, she'd sell out because you know the I would position myself near those food trucks. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to get started. And then once your name becomes synonymous with, and name your. I'm so good at branding. It's crazy. And I'm an idea guy. Like I said, underneath it all, I'm an idea guy. Make sure that whatever you decide, whatever your recipe is, that there's something unique to you. You know what I'm saying? Like not only in the name, but add or create a special ingredient that only you have that they can get. You know what I'm saying? That's why those people who were first to market with gluten free, why they were successful as they were, although the challenge they had was educating people. At the point of that, after they educated people, then it became who makes the best gluten free when it comes to taste. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff. Maybe we'll set up a consultation for you two, Ush, and kind of sort out how to do that. I think for the month of December, I'm going to do a half off of my consultation fee just for December. But that's dope. I think that you all should be creating an extra source of income. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you decide to do entrepreneurial, is super dope for your life and for the livelihood that how you want to live and the comforts that you want to have. So I would encourage that wholeheartedly. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share the room. What up, Detroit? What up, Jesse? Uh, Share the room. Um, if y'all want to contribute, their gifts, their cash apps, there are uh, super chats, super likes, there are gifting options, roses, and all that other kind of stuff that's on there, and badges and whatnot. So, with that, I would just tell you the underlying theme in everything that we're doing and everything we discuss is always going to be consistency and sacrifice. Consistency and sacrifice. If y'all don't walk away from this conversation with anything else, just understand it's going to require you to be who and what you are longer. And if it's a marathon, then you understand it's easier to be yourself. There's no real work in that. There's no real work in just being yourself. Just be the best version of yourself. I know y'all have heard that before. It's a very true statement. Um, be you times 10. It's still you. It's just more of you. Exploit the hell out of you and allow people to join you, to join into you, to participate in that. I always tell artists when you're about to perform, you create the vibe and let people get caught up into it. Let your vibe spill out into the audience and make it so dope and so ginormous that they can't run from it. This goes for all you businesses out there. Be consistent, but be so big about what you do. Be so vocal about it, and actually, when you do that, other people will speak highly of you. You know what I mean? Other people will start holding the conversations about you in places that you aren't, and they'll hold you in high regard, and that's how businesses change and grow. I know that your conversation, either in support or admonishing, someone or some company goes a very long way. So I would tell you just to be consistent in it. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself. Be yourself quickly. That way you can learn what that really looks like and feels like, so you can be comfortable in it. People can tell when you're uncomfortable being in your own skin. Like people can tell that. So you got to get used to it. You got to do it quickly, and you got to hold on to it for as long as you can, and then it becomes you. You know what I'm saying? Like transparency is everything nowadays. It's all, and even nowadays, transparency has always been the key. And we don't learn that right away. You know what I'm saying? We do a whole lot of different shifting and whatnot to become who we are. Yeah, I like that, Felicia. Felicia said, and there is no age limit. KFC started with his Social Security check. He was 80 years old. That's funny. But that's the truth. What up, Tashi? Don't put time limits on yourself nor your situation. Just participate. Just do the work. That's all that's required of you. Is to be consistent long enough for people to be able to identify you with whatever it is. The more consistent you are, the more people can, we like to label things in the United States. We like to say, tell me, is we boyfriend or girlfriend? Where are we? All those kind of things. But the truth is, if you're just consistent, other people will determine and decide what you are. Oh man, they've been together for like a year, bro. They go together. You know what I mean? Allow room for other people to do it, and if you exploit and manage yourself in your situation, that dynamically, they will do it, and you won't have to. Call me Taoshi the Walk Queen if I need a label. And listen, you can label yourself, but then you have to be consistent enough for people to associate that. Um, and I'll give you all a quick short story. When I decided I was going to be, so for a majority of my career, I've been a recording producer. Like I was making records for other people, writing and producing them for other people. And I told y'all about the incidents where I had two or three artists that I was trying to develop myself. People who I said, when it came to singing, they could sing circles around me. Now, knowing that, yeah, I was on vacation for a minute, Tashi, but knowing that talent is part of the journey and not the whole journey when it comes to being a recording artist. What a rose petal. Um, I was frustrated with the way that they handled the opportunity. What up, Franksky? Um, they had an opportunity to be successful. I gave them the opportunity because I had already broken down the red tape doors. There wasn't a president of a record label I couldn't contact. There wasn't an A&R that didn't respect me that I couldn't contact. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot. Let's get to work. And we did some really great things. But when we got to the finish line, they all fumbled the ball, unfortunately. There were several situations. I don't know if Kay's still in here, but Kay and I worked on a project that we were very confident in and thought was going to be amazing. And the young guy kind of just lost his footing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kay. Yeah, we had a guy that we vocally could do what he needed to do. Had a great story, as his father was in the music industry as a professional before. Yeah, that's a different artist, Usher. I actually got her signed to Empire. Yeah, she signed to Empire, but the problem with that conversation is she's not consistent. The project I developed for her is the most consistent thing, excuse me, that she has. And unfortunately, some people got around her and have convinced her differently. And so that project, I'm gonna end up having a discussion with them today because I sent them a post because people are complaining that not enough artists have a consistent story. They got 8, 9, 10 different songs from 10 different producers, and she had a story. And that was the other thing about the artist that Kay and I worked on. He had a story. He was the son of a guy from a group that was during the New Jack era that had gotten signed, had came out with successful songs, and here's his son. Now, typically, we understand that success story typically always works. Look at Steph Curry. He's the son of Dell Curry. You know what I'm saying? And so he's a better version of that, of his father. That's what would have been the case in this one, is that he had way better songs than his father than him ever released, and he would have had a real shot. But after doing that with these different artists, I got fed up and decided to become an artist myself. Now I had been in groups before, but like I said, I was in a 4-man group and I was the fourth best singer. But I never lack confidence. I don't pretty much lack confidence in anything, to be honest. Is it hard to get a hit? Yes and no, Felicia. I think it depends on who you're working with. You would want to work with somebody who's already created a hit because they understand the formula and they know what it feels like. And so that's one of the benefits that I bring to the table when I work with people is that I work with Whitney, I work with Usher, I work with Akon, I work with these ginormous TLC, I work with the who's who of the industry, and I've created records that they deemed fit to put on their projects. I've also written songs that have charted in the top 10 before. So with that, I realized that I have a feeling when I'm creating, and Kay can tell you, Kay has worked with me for many years, been my friend for over 15 years. Um, he knows I get a feeling. One second, y'all. He knows I'll get a feeling, I'll get a vibe, and I'll tell him, "Oh man, dude, this is gonna be crazy. Oh, this is out of here." And so the only thing that changes from the success story of a song is more or less, or it used to be. What up, Donald? It used to be the response from a record label. I'm sorry. The only thing that changed was, of what makes a hit at that point became what the record label would do. So I've had, like, you guys have never heard. There's a smash that I wrote for a group called 702. They had the songs "Where My Girls At," and "I Don't Really Want to Go, I Don't Really Want to Stay." Can just keep it together. That song, and they had some anthems. You know what I'm saying? So I created an anthem for them, but because of the relationship that they had with the record label, the song didn't get the kind of reception that it should have got. I wrote a song for them called "Blah Blah Blah Blah." So if you guys ever go back and look it up or whatever, you'll see it. It's called "Blah Blah Blah Blah." But I wrote a smash for them, and we knew letting it go that it was a hit. The only thing that changes those things are the record labels and how they used to distribute it. Now there's a different thing. Now there's a different animal that that challenges. And maybe we'll have this conversation. Let me write that down too. We'll have this. This is a whole different conversation. I'm probably just gonna have it on YouTube. Make sure y'all join my YouTube, and we'll discuss the parameters of a hit today. What how to make a hit in 2023. What that requires and what it looks like. Because now with Spotify, with Tidal, with Apple Music, and these different outlets being available to you, the challenge is now no longer making the hit. The challenge now is discovery of the hit, and that's a huge conversation that deals with marketing and advertising and what you're willing to spend or what you're willing to do in order to get that audience and to get that viewership, or to get that listening ear, and what you need to do, the different things you need to do collectively in order to do that. And I'll talk about examples like Money Long. I'll use examples like Toby and Okunwunye. I'll use a couple different examples like that to help you all understand how not not one of the hugest words being used right now is viral. Virality does make a difference in the success of independent artists, but there's more to it, and there is a formula, and you know sometimes that formula can be a little bit costly, and because so many people, yeah, you know what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into that. Felicia said, I know Glorilla was all over TikTok with effing free. Yeah, there's certain things. What up, Kings? What up, Nectar? So let me see. Do I have those glasses? So there's a company, you guys, I want y'all to check out and follow. They're called Nectar Sunglasses. Yeah, I'm back in the A. I just got back yesterday. Nectar Sunglasses, and we'll have a conversation about that too, so y'all can understand. These guys are really cool guys that I met out in Vegas. If you guys was following me when I'm out to Vegas, and they have a sunglass company based out of South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. But they unofficially will be sponsoring one of the episodes. You know what I'm saying, of our show, as they sent me a group of their glasses. Some there are a couple pair that I really really like, and for the other ones that don't fit my the head shape, I will be sending out to a couple of my a couple of you guys, so you guys can experience these Nectar sunglasses. I appreciate you popping in, Nectar. Um, she said I'm looking a little almondy. I mean, I was in the sun. I was in the sun. Also, check out. So if y'all not following Kings Official, which is KNGS Official, go follow Kings on Instagram. I'm trying to get him over on to get his TikTok popping as well, because we're gonna show you what it looks like to go from being considered one of the dopest writers in 2022 to 2023 to also being considered being one of the dopest artists. He just did the cover Yams. Can you get with the yams? Y'all heard that song, right? Well, he redid it, and then somebody I guess challenged him, was like, "Yo, you sound like Autotune, blah blah blah." And then he did it live, raw and uncut, and it's on his page as well. Which those are the things that I look for you guys to support. Is when people, people try to call him out. Yeah, I know you rock shades too all the time, Kanye, Kanye. I said Kanye. K. I don't. I call him K. So when I see his whole name up there, K Neo, be throwing me off. But yeah, I'll let you check them out. But they sent me a box of the glasses or whatnot, and I rock the ones I picked out and a couple of them. But anyway, um, follow Nectar Sunglasses. It's all one word. NECTAR sunglasses. And then follow yeah, I'll get them, Tashi. I don't know, not so much oversized. If you go to their website, I think it's exactly that. I think it's www.nectarsunglasses.com. You can see all the different selections they have. Um, you know, I'm a very y'all know I'm very particular about the glasses I rock. So, uh, right, JoJo, and listen, I'm sorry, JoJo, but that's just the fact of life. JoJo said there's people who are talented but never get a chance to show it because of lack of money. That's a majority of people in almost every field, JoJo. Unfortunately, what happens is, resources is a huge reason. But what I find that most people who have a lack of money have a wealth of ingenuity, and those people are the ones who really, really say nothing's gonna stop me. So if money is gonna be your obstacle, what's gonna be your superhero? What's gonna be the thing that makes you break through that blockade of not having money? If you don't have money and you don't have or whatnot, then you find other ways to be resourceful. Like, money has never stopped poor people from becoming rich. Just so you know, a lack of money has never stopped a broke person from finding it, especially when they needed it. So if I hate to hear that as an excuse, because you eat every day, you put clothes on your back, and a lot of people who complain about not having money for their careers are the same people I see with the newest Jordans. I see them with the newest equipment. I see them buying all. Yes, KNGS, no I. So it's KNGS official. You'll see it once you type in KNGS. You'll see him pop up. Um, but I hate for people to come to me and say they'll have nothing to bring to the table. Well, there's a thing that I used to do for artists, and I still do it to this day. But you got to have. I barter all the time. At one point, somebody bartered me a computer monitor for a song. I was like, cool. What do you? I will ask an artist in a heartbeat. Well, what do you? You couldn't have always been broke. You got to have some kind of resources. You got to bring something to the table, because I do value my time. What up, Kareem? What up, Interior? I value my time, and I need you to value it too, in some way, shape, or form. Shit. If you're a mechanic, if you can, if you can, okay, cool. If you have a talent, if you can clean a house, hey man, all right, yeah, you offer to clean my house for a week, or for 2 weeks or whatever, cool. If you got a gift of cooking, whatever, okay, then maybe you cook for me for a week or something. There's always something for you to bring to. Yep, we have a gift. You're absolutely right, Tashi. Resourceful people use their resources. Most times, one of the most, and I've done it too. I've been like, yo, at studios, I'd be like, man, look, man, I'll clean up the studio, for a week, man. If y'all, I just need studio time. You tell me what I need to do to help you help me, and that's the bottom line. For anyone looking for, uh, yeah, it's a whole vibe, right? He knocked that out. But you got to hear his original songs to us. It's ridiculous. So now we're positioning him to be an artist. We're gonna try to position it to make sure he comes out with something next year. Well, it's not as long as you like Haitian food. You're gonna have to be creative. So JoJo, she said, "I'll cook as long as you like Haitian food." Well, maybe I like Haitian food, but I don't eat red meat or pork. Then you got to be dope at, what I'm saying, these other meal prep kind of situations. Like there is nothing that you can't, if you put enough thought in it, there's nothing that you can't get by using what you already have. Arthur Ashe said it. You have all you need. You got what you need. That's one of the things that people from the hood understand is I have everything I need to get started. Let me just get started. Period. You got a lawnmower? Go mow some people's lawns. You might not like what you got to do, and it ain't comfortable. Starting out anything and being in the position where you, quote unquote, at the lower end of the totem pole, you're not going to like doing it. But you understand it's an ends to a means to an end. You don't have to cut lawns forever. You just got to cut it long enough to get that demo recorded. You just got to cut lawns enough to get that fabric you need to start making them outfits. You just needed enough to buy the makeup kit that you need so you can start doing people's makeup. Y'all tripping. That's what's up, JoJo. She said, she laughs out, you make my day. I was so depressed. Well, I'm glad because this is a motivational room and it's highly, it's high in inspiration. And the last thing you're going to leave up out of here is discouraged. A means to an end. Is it an ends to, no, it's a means to it's the means to an end, right? Don't be correcting me, man. Uh, but that's the whole point and purpose, right? Um, and that's what makes you even more resilient is because you had to figure out a way to do it. Like you had to really. That's one of the things I'm proud about is my journey. One thing that I stand on is the way that I got here. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't. The quick and easy of it is I had $40 in my pocket and my keyboard, and I moved to Atlanta. That's the story. I was supposed to be here for 2 weeks. I didn't come here to move. I was supposed to be here for 2 weeks, but I had elevated my position with certain people so much that they was like, "Yo, if you don't want to leave, you can stay with me in a mansion and do what you love to do." And I was like, "Cool." And I stayed with them, and that didn't last, but because I was seriously about elevating, so I was pushing. I was pushing. Yeah, you was there for most of that story, Kay. Kay came into that story maybe 4 months after it all began. I met Kay. I met Kay about 4 months after I moved to Atlanta. Shoot, it's been long. I said 15 years, bro. I've known you a long time. Um, and write songs for people, but in my country, yeah, you gotta explain that, JoJo. I don't even know where you from. Oh, you have to be a nurse. So you just gotta step above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta do. You gotta for those people who are locked into certain things that you have to do, then you gotta spend the other time doing what you want to do, and that's going to lead you above and beyond what you have to do. Like that's one thing that we all knew. Like I can be honest with y'all, man. I was so die hard with my stuff. I didn't. Letitia, the people are doing construction in my house. I'm redoing one of my bathrooms. But people ask me, you know what I'm saying, like my determination and my want to succeed, I put in the 10,000 hours plus. Like nothing was gonna stop me. So when I got the opportunity, I told my boy when we moved down, there was three of us that moved down here together. I'm the only one who stayed. I told him, I said, look, man, if they open up this door and they let us in, I'm running through that joint. I'm not walking through it. I'm running. And that's what happened. They opened up the door. I saw some daylight. I cut through there, and the rest is history. Now, it's not always smooth. It's not always going to be easy. There are always going to be challenges, But because of where you come from, you know you're resilient enough to meet those challenges and have those breakthroughs. You're here for a reason. Now, how long you delay that reason is completely up to your effort and your input and your consumption. It's totally up to you. Your success is totally up to you. Surround yourself with people who know what success feels like and looks like. So at least you have a reference point, and then go from there. And the other part is, you know what? Y'all should be reading some of these stories of these people. Mm. Well, you got to break that stereotype, JoJo, because they didn't say that to Wyclef. They didn't say that to Zoe. You know, some people decided they're gonna be bigger than a lawyer and a nurse. So you at some point you got to decide for yourself how you're going to carve out and tailor make your life, because that's the other part for everybody who's listening to me right now. Your life is yours to tailor make. Now maybe there's some instances where you made some choices that have you on a certain thread and seam, but you can still design the rest of it how you like. And if you do it correctly, and if it's on some entrepreneurial stuff, you can change it to how you want it to be. That's right. Not only when you have the dream big enough, but the dedication more than anything. Like you gotta just decide. At some point, listen, at some point you gotta decide nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And you got to decide it in the hardest places, because people are going to want you to be the same way you've been the whole time you've known them. And when those people, this is how you know you're making it and how you're making a difference, is the people who've known you the longest will look at you differently. They will ask you, what's going on? Yo, what you something's different, something's changed. And that was one of the points that I hope that happened with people in their apple cider vinegar drink, is that people noticed like, yo, you're doing something different, aren't you? Now I know the doctors can, because it's more of an internal thing before it's an external thing, but this is your life. Make it impactful. Those people that are closest to you are going to be the hardest people to show and convince that you're different and that you're changing and that that you have something bigger. Trust me, because that's not what's fulfilling to you. And JoJo, you're not going to give your greatest effort. You're going to do the job. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to have, because it's human life at risk, you're not going to be, shortchanging people. But imagine doing what you love to do. You never work a day in your life. It's the only time you work with, like for me, the only time I ever feel like it's work is when I'm working with difficult people. And even then, I just understand that they have an issue and it's not me. And that they're not staying the night. That they're not gonna be here long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as he should. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you put in work. And I told y'all that before. What I notice more about anything is that the immigrants that come to the United States, whether they get help or not, their attitude and their approach to success is they're unwilling to accept no, and they find a way. They figure if I made it to America, I can make the American dream happen. You're right, Tamara. Find your cheerleaders. I want everyone on this live right now, and this is no disrespect to anybody or whatnot, but I want you all to think and work like this isn't your country, but they're willing to give you a shot. If they're willing to give you a shot, how are you going to take it? Are you going to take a half court shot? You going to take a three pointer? You going to take one from the free throw line? Or are you going to do the work and make it a layup? So, I'm fresh back off of vacation. I just wanted to jump in and give y'all a word for today. Hopefully, I did that. Hopefully, you guys will have an amazing rest of the week. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 yeah, maybe 9 a.m. I gotta see. Um, so you have a gift right there. Doing hair is an external job that can get you paid, especially if you into enough. What up, enough? I'm just checking out for the day. I may hop on a little bit later. There's so much that I want to do. I want to rearrange my studio a little bit. So if I do that, I know that's going to cause some downtime in my broadcasting. So I'm debating on a great time that I can actually move some things around. Let your job pay the bill that finances your love and your career. I may go live again later, Donald. I'm not sure yet. But JoJo, let your nursing career take care of your household and those things, the bills that you've created, and then the time after that should be towards your love and your passion. And that goes for everybody. Work your job. Don't let your job work you. All right. Yeah, Teray, I was on vacation, and y'all catching me right at the tail end. I jumped on at 9. Um, um, I appreciate it. Anybody who's joined the live already tonight. Thank everybody for your gifts. Thank you for your cash apps. Thank you for your badges. Thank you for your likes, your shares. Anybody who's contributed that way. If y'all want, let's run up the likes to. We got 3 minutes. Let's run the likes up to 10,000 as a dope metric to end today's show on. I thought I recorded it, but I recorded it on YouTube. So if anybody wants to go back and watch it, you can do that. Speaking from a nurse, changed to work from home to focus to build more. That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah. So the conversation on hits in 2023, I think that's gonna happen solely on YouTube. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear it. Not a car accident that you were in, right? And clearly you're okay if you were in one. But man, I hate car accidents are so inconvenient on every level. They're usually not your fault, and at the carelessness of somebody else who could have done something a little bit differently. I'll leave y'all with this, and this is probably going to be the message I always leave y'all with from here on out. It only takes 1 second to get in trouble, but it could take your life or a lifetime to get out of it. Listen, JoJo, I see you say I'm a single mom of 3. That just means the challenge is a little bit harder for you, and that's okay. We have to live and stand by our choices that we've made, and we have to make those choices make sense. Meaning, you still owe it to yourself to be a success, and not a detriment to you that you have children or that you've made some decisions in the past that affect your ability to be free. That's what's up, Terry. I love that. Listen, that's a quote that I got from my high school assistant principal, and she said that all the time. And that's what makes me make better decisions. She said it only takes 1 second to get in trouble, but it could take your life or a lifetime to get out of it. Her name was Miss Strand, Miss Betsy Strand. So y'all can put that next to the name of it, so y'all know who to attribute it to as well, and extend her legacy. Because that's what I feel like I'm doing when I'm quoting those people who sold into me. She didn't sow into me directly, like she said over the intercom to all of the students, but I know it resonated with a lot of us because a lot of us have made some great choices in life. It only takes 1 second to get in trouble, but it could take your life or a lifetime to get out of it. Miss Bessie Strand. She was the vice principal at Flint Northern High School, and then she ended up actually being a principal at the other schools. And yes, I do have my. So here's the interesting thing about this. So I made this bottle a week ago Monday, and it's been in the refrigerator. So we're 8 days in. This will be the longest time I've ever uh, waited to drink this, because I couldn't make it to the grocery store to get lemons earlier. So we should draw names for the subscribers in the hat and let you pull while on the live and do Cash App gift for Christmas for the champs to show appreciation. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So Letitia has come up with an idea that I think is pretty cool. She said we should draw names for the subscribers. Unfortunately, some of you aren't subscribers, so you're gonna miss out on this. But for the subscribers, in a hat, and I'll pull, I'll put all those names in the hat, and we'll do a live. And let me see, and we'll yeah, that'd be dope. And we'll gift it. We'll gift the people that we pull it out. Like we'll do a gifting uh for Christmas. So we'll do like that'd be cool. Um, Let me think about how to actually really make that super duper effective, Letitia. But I love the idea. I love it. I love doing a like a raffle for you guys. You know what I'm saying, for the subscribers who. I'm definitely down. So we'll figure that out. Um, Part of me is like, should I be drinking this on live right now? Oh, that's good. It's more tart than normal, but I love. It's good. That was good. That was good. It's the same, JoJo. Up top, it's the same. Dwight underscore scrap on everything. The cool thing, yeah, is it marinated a little longer. Yeah, that was good though. That might I might have to let it. I might have to make it a couple, in advance like that because that was right. Like that went down right. It felt good. You know what I'm saying? Like no, not that it doesn't any other time, but that was good. I didn't have Thanksgiving leftovers. Red. I was in Riviera Maya, New Mexico, so I have no leftovers. So let's figure that out. I love that idea, Letitia. Letitia always is, thinking of a giving spirit. I think that I'll include a couple things, you know what I'm saying? Um, that I think will be super beneficial to you guys. Definitely the sunglasses. Um, and maybe I'll look for them. They're still in the box and everything. I'll show y'all tomorrow. Excuse me. What up, Rosie? And then we'll put something together, man. We'll put something together. It's some cool things to gift to the community. With that, listen, you guys can always go back and watch some of these videos on YouTube. They're all up, Bite to Eats. But over the last month or so, that's what we'll do. I love that. Red Baby says she wants a free consultation. We'll do that. That'll be a part of the giveaway as well. Because I know how extremely beneficial that'll be to do that. So maybe I'll do two 30 minutes and two 30-minute giveaways and then an hour giveaway of a consultation, which is, let me see, just under $1,000 worth of a benefit. So we can do that, and then and then maybe yeah, I'll figure it out. There'll definitely be some dope giveaways um for that. What up, Cam Rock? Y'all, you late, Cam Rock, man? You tripping, man? Yeah, I see. What's the name? Say he'll appreciate. Donald said he'll appreciate that too. What up, DJ? DJ Rogers in the building. I see you. Congrats too, DJ. I love seeing you on TV, man. Congrats. Um, but make sure you are following me on all the social networks, y'all. TikTok. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for showing up and showing out every day. Letitia over on YouTube. That's an awesome, awesome, awesome idea, and we're gonna do that. Yeah, man. I'm still in the A2, DJ, man. Just hit me up. My number has never changed, bro. It's always the same. Let me. And because I'm using my phones, I can't check to see if your number's still the same. But I know you probably changed your stuff, bro. You working, Ken Rock? Okay, okay. I'm with that. I'll let you get by on that one. But I'm here every day, 9 o'clock. So I expect to see you on the evening one. So on YouTube later today, I'll go live and okay, we'll link up. We'll link up. I just got back. I was in Mexico for the holidays, so I just got back. We'll discuss, what it looks like and how to make a hit in 2023. It's important y'all know what you need to be working on going into the new year if you're trying to be a part of the music community. Any of you out there, and if you guys got friends or family that need to hear that conversation, just pass on my contact information. I'll see you guys there. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see y'all again. She said you should do a live for people who stay in an abusive relationship. We'll definitely talk about those things, JoJo. And similar to what you just did is what uh, is kind of how we discuss some of this stuff. So you want to talk about, and I think it's going to come out in the conversation that you and I are going to have about being in a 14-year relationship where you felt like you were being lied to. I think it's important that we talk that whole thing through, and I think we can dive into the psychology behind why people stay in abusive relationships. There are several reasons, and a lot of people have outlined them before in their conversations, but discussing it with someone who's done it and we can like actually as long as you're honest and transparent in the conversation, because I'm gonna ask some really tough questions, and and it will require your honesty throughout, you know what I'm saying. I think that'll help benefit everyone. What up, Maury? I think that honesty and transparency is what'll be needed, you know what I'm saying, in order for that conversation to be beneficial to the people the way that I know you want it to be. So be prepared for that conversation. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram so we can kind of coordinate that. It'll be a nighttime conversation. That way I can promote it and everybody can come in and do that. And be there. And you're gonna hear a lot of people, help you understand what you dealt with and maybe why you dealt with it the way you did and for as long as you did. That I think will be beneficial, and I think a lot of people will benefit from it. So um, I'm back, y'all, and this is my first day being back after vacation. So let's get in. Um, And remember, if y'all have any subjects that y'all want to talk about or y'all want to expand on or something that I might have left out, y'all can always hit me on my Instagram. Um, no, we don't. I don't. It won't be judgmental. You know what I mean? It's more a very unbiased conversation about revelation and transparency. Um, but if you guys have suggestions and things that y'all want to discuss, just hit me on my Instagram. I'll write them all down or whatnot, and eventually we'll get to them. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. The power of no, I believe, will be the conversation tomorrow. It will be a recorded conversation as well. But the power of no, we don't use or wield it properly, and I think it'll be beneficial for most of us to understand why it's such a powerful word. All right. So with that in mind, I had an amazing time jumping back on. You guys always make me feel at home and feel comfortable. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're late on my Instagram, make sure you guys follow and turn on notifications to always. Also, add my other social networks because they act as reminders as well. I mean, shoot, when I go live on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So among those, it will pop up on your feed that I'm live for YouTube, for Instagram, for TikTok, depending on which one you're on. It's going to pop up for all of those. So it's beneficial to follow on all those. It's the same on all those platforms. Dwight_Scrap_Reynolds. Hopefully, I'll see you guys here more often and on more different channels. And when I go live on YouTube, I think it's a special moment for y'all to tune in and enjoy that as well. All right, Didi, I see you just popping in, but I'm just popping out. Instagram, I appreciate y'all showing up. As always, I'm out. Discard video. Discard. TikTok. Till later, I appreciate y'all. This is not goodbye. This is to be continued. Later, y'all. And Letitia, thank you for always being consistent and hanging out on my YouTube. Hopefully, you'll be an inspiration to so many others to continue with that and to be as consistent as you've been. I'm out.